Yeah, it's gonna be one of those videos. So today we have a lot of replicants. These are the new batch of Slash2Gash FrankenReps. A little thing there. This is the new batch. It's been a while since there was a FrankenRep drop, so yeah, let's just get right into it. So first I want to start off with this one, as it is basically just a, base model, I guess you would say. Nothing too special about it. It's got normal G10 scales, titanium liners, the whole fucking nine, the shebang, normal ass spacers. Got the scorpion tip Tonto. Easy shit, right? Everyone knows what they're looking at when they see this. Now, let's make this really clear. These are not the One. These are not Bally Plus. They're not Arm Shark. They're Slash2Gash. These are like specifically made for Slash2Gash. They even have a little Slash2Gash logo if it'll focus. They're pretty gas. I want to start off with that first of all. Blade steel, you got VG10, so that's pretty good. But me as a flipper, I don't really care about that. Let's start off with something really nice. Sound and tolerance check. Pretty solid tolerances. Let me see if maybe it's not fully tight. I'm a little stupid, and I didn't really check if they were all tight before making this video, which is something I definitely should have done. Okay, yeah, it was my fault. I didn't tighten it fully, so now we're good. But yeah, no tap. Good ass sound, very little handle play, But yeah, we're looking good, what I mean? Like they're very, very nice. Let's see, where do we want to start off on differences? So for one, the Zen nipple, it's a little taller than a normal replicant. This is a V2. Sorry, the ISO is making this thing like... Alright, I guess we're just stuck with it like this. Whatever. This is a V2 replicant. Here's the Slash2Gash one. There's blade length. They're about the same. And then here is handle length. Also about the same. Also about the same on thickness. These guys are razor sharp, by the way. I've had people flip these at like meets and stuff, and these edges don't play around. They are very, very, very sharp. Now, something I will say that I do like about this over like a real rep, the Zen nipple is fully crowned and rounded all the way around, which means you can do open chaps and not get pinched. It's very nice and very comfortable, and I don't get pinched doing things like that. So that's a big plus. I'm a huge fan of that. But yeah, that's just one configuration, just so you can see. This is the baseline, right? Replicant. FrankenRep, same shit. Now this, on first glance, is the same thing. It's the same build, scorpion tip Tonto, scales, normal spacers. But if you look in here, there's little weights. This is an idea that we've been bouncing around, which was having a weight system of sorts that takes up where the latch would sit on the normal spacers. And I am very happy with how these came out. This flips so good. It's so sticky on every kind of rollover. It still fans super well. Here's a choker. Here's normal fans. Here is a backhand. And then here is a rev backhand. All of the fans are just super good on this. Wait, here is an underhand. They kill. Now let's go over something that isn't entirely flipping related. Hardware. These are so much better. So you have actually good T10 pivots, and then all the body screws are T8. You know how it should be instead of T6. Cough, cough. So love that. And I legitimately cannot go over how much I absolutely adore the spacer weights. These are awesome. I'm a huge fan of these. Now here's our first variation. We have carbon fiber on normal scales. Nice little fade ano going on. And we have a black scorpion tip Tonto, just like the first one with the dark red. Again, also flips really, really good. Now the only thing with the spacer weights that isn't awesome is a little bit of rattle. That's not tap, that's the spacer weights down here at the bottom. The white one, same thing. Just take like a piece of paper towel or something, take it apart and just shove it in there and it won't rattle anymore. But I just wanted to leave those like that just so you could see that it does have that. Realistically, that's like the only problem when it comes to spacer weights. Besides that, they're perfectly fine. But just a teensy bit of rattle, put like a piece of tape in there, fucking tissue paper, a paper towel, whatever. Something to just sandwich it so it doesn't rattle, if that bothers you. Me personally, it doesn't really matter to me. But, I digress. Here is if it'll stop having such high exposure. There you go. This is a carbon fiber and Damascus alt blade. The carbon fiber on this one is really, really cool as it's not a normal weave. It is a... I don't remember the name of it. I am now blanking. That's awesome. I love when I do that. It's a different type of carbon fiber though. Out of all of these, there's 3 types of carbon fiber that are being used. You have the normal like weave pattern, where you just have normal carbon fiber weave. That's what most carbon fiber looks like, whatever. This one's really cool though because it has like a, I don't even know what you would call it, almost like a camouflage kind of look to it. It is super cool looking. I'm a huge fan of this one. Ano's like super bright. Here you go, you can see the fade on that one. Super well. Looks super cool. Another one. Sounds super, super good. Why are we so dark now? What the fuck? Alright, whatever. You know what? Why do you not want to work with me? Why are you being annoying? Alright, good enough. Alright, cool. We're back to like normal-ish. Good enough. Something that is very important for us to talk about compared to the old FrankenReps. Handle gap was a problem, but close gap on these guys and the open gap, perfectly fine. Same on this one. Closed, open. Carbon fiber, open, closed. Carbon fiber with the Damascus. They're all perfectly fine. Alright, now let's get to something a little more interesting. Let's start off with this guy. As you'll be able to immediately tell, there's some crazy differences. Different scales. These are like specific Slash scales. So basically take the normal scale, put a line through the chevrons on top here, and use a big like teardrop in the middle here, and drag 2 diagonal lines across, and you have these Slash scales. These are fire. I'm a huge fan of these. There's a couple of little things here and there that need to be fixed on them, but it's nothing that crazy. They're really, really good, and oh. So yeah, that's awesome. Now with this guy, it sounds super different, but that's because the build is completely different. This has channel spacers. These are carbon fiber channels actually, and they have positive jimping. You can see they stick out of the handle there. So it makes things like ladders a little bit easier. Good grip on your fingers. Now this one also has a different blade shape. This is like if you took the Tonto and you cut the tip off. I am a huge fan of this blade shape. It looks really kick-ass, I'm not gonna lie. The thickness on these scales are about the same. They're a little more rounded compared to the why do I keep grabbing the light one? They're a little more rounded compared to the stock scales, but thickness on them is the same. Yeah, these are kick-ass. They flip so good. They sound so good. A lot of these, in general, are gonna hover around the neutral area, maybe slight handle here and there, but they all kind of hover a similar balance point and just different weights overall. Let's show a carbon fiber of these Slash scales. This is, I do remember the name of this one. These are shattered carbon scales. So they have like a bunch of like little fragmented pieces on the scales. Let me lower my exposure and you can kind of see it a little bit there. These look super kick-ass as well. And these also have G10 channels. And this one has the Damascus blade on it. This one's very like clacky. But also very nice. Another one with the shattered carbon fiber. This one with the blue and purple ano on the scales, or in the liners. I believe these ones are carbon fiber channels as well. And this one has that different blade shape again. Okay, this one is the only alt blade I have, so this is just gonna have to do. This one has the weights on it. It's got the Slash scales on it with black and gold liners. Here is the alt blade. Very long, very slender, but this one's arguably one of the best ones. Specifically, if you want to get an idea, I've had about, I want to say, between 10 or 15 people besides me flip these and get their opinions and thoughts. And for the most part, we're very positive. People really, really like these. I'm going to name drop. Dopey Likes Chicken really liked this one. Was a huge fan. And he wanted to steal it from me when he touched it. He was like, "Can I walk home with this today?" And I was like, "No," because I have to make a video. So, I'm also a huge fan of this one. It has really, really nice ass weight. It carries on rollovers super well. But, just like all the other ones, still fans really good. Now, last but not least, the trainer. It's basically the Python trainer, but this one has Slash2Gash scales, and I got pink channels on it. Oh. There we go. At least I got the Ryloth shortstop. This is another really, really cool one. That's all the reps, just in a general overview. If we're talking like my personal favorites, I really like the alt. Oh my god, I really like the trainer. Trainer I'm a huge fan of. This thing just flips really good. I also just really like the look of the trainer blade, like the dagger. Again, love the alt blade. This one specifically with the spacer weights on it. Oh, so good, flips so good. The normal scales with the Damascus alt blade that you can't see because my exposure is too high. I'm a huge fan of this one. So neutral, so lightweight. Super responsive. As I can't flip. And then I'd probably say, in terms of sound, this is the best sounding one. And then last honorable mention would be the normal Tonto normal scale with the spacer weights. They all have something. I don't really specifically dislike any of them, honestly. I think the only one that doesn't really like hit me that hard would be this guy, the Damascus alt with the G10 spacer or G10 channels and the carbon fiber scales. It's not bad per se, it just doesn't do anything for me exactly. Like, I don't pick this up and go, fuck yeah, you know, I'm flipping, I'm doing tricks. Like, I'm yeah, it flips. Does what I want it to, but it doesn't exactly inspire confidence, and I don't know, something about it just doesn't do anything for me. That's about it on all of them. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. This was just more of an overview, just going over everything, giving me an idea of what you're looking at. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will answer them. I read every comment. So, that being said, I think that's about it. I don't think I forgot anything. Price point on these, I'm not entirely sure, but from what I've heard, it should be like 130 to 200, depending on like the build. You know, if you have a carbon fiber with Damascus blade, like it's gonna cost more, but you know, for like base bottom end, like 130, I think is what he said. But yeah, pretty kick-ass. Thank you, Jeff, for sending these to me. Big fan. Yeah, I think that's about it for me, chat. I think that's it. So thank you. See y'all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.